So what's going on, guys? Brian Pickowicz here, BP Fitness. I want to talk to you guys today. If you see the title of the video, it's the one moment that changed my life, and I want to bring this up because it was brought to the forefront of my attention. It's something I really, try not to pay a lot of mind, but I think it's something that can add a lot of value to whoever's watching this. If there's something that you want to really achieve, I think that this is a lesson that we all should learn, and I'm going to kind of talk about how I learned it. So there's this one moment about 4 years ago now that really changed the direction I was going in. When I was about 18, I was partying a lot. I would go out and we'd drink all the time, and we'd have a good time, me and this group of friends that I had. And I was supposed to be in college, staying away from home, but I kept coming home. I kept coming home because I wanted to be with these people. And I was spending a lot of money. I was wasting my time drinking, and I was starting to go through this change. I'd started weightlifting, and I had kind of gotten to this place where I knew that there was things that I wanted to pursue in my life, but I just wasn't quite sure what that meant. And I wasn't quite sure how that would shape up with the people around me. So I started thinking about it more and more. I started to get more serious and write my goals. And what happened was one night, after I had started to get more ambitious towards some things, I was studying politics at school, I was, doing these different debates, I was becoming more public with my thoughts and starting to become more into bodybuilding and fitness. I went to this party, and there were some kids that there had been friction. They were friends of mine, but there was a lot of friction there, and it had been building up and building up and building up. And I went to this party, and it was a great time. And all of a sudden, one of my friends got in this kind of confrontation with this group of people, and I went over and I tried to de-escalate the situation. I said, we're all friends here, and there's no reason for us to have a bad time. We've all had a great night. And it kind of resulted in them attacking me both verbally and as I tried to arm the situation, it became violent, and I ended up getting jumped by 4 people. Luckily, nothing bad happened. There were some marks. I still have a scar right here from being just drived up against a wall, and that was kind of the moment where I decided that there were some things in my life that I needed to bring into focus. There were some things in my life that I needed to change, and I realized that the people who I was hanging out with, who weren't really my friends, who were just good acquaintances, who were friends from my past, who just didn't really serve my best interests and weren't in acquaintance with what I was trying to do with my life, no longer served a purpose. And I stopped hanging out with those people, and I realized that there was a much bigger vision of what I wanted to accomplish. And so, take nothing away from those people. Everyone's got their own vision, and everyone's got their own journey they got to go on. But for me, it was a matter of having to break through that, and I started to make massive changes in my life. That next day was when I wrote the coach at St. A's, and I said, hey, I want to play college football. And that was when I really started to go all in on that aspect of my life. I stopped drinking, I stopped hanging out with people, I stopped doing drugs, and there was a lot of aspects of my life that started to go in the direction of my dreams. And so for you guys back home, or wherever you're watching this, really, if you're watching this video and there's something that you want to do, and there's things that you think are of value, then you have to pursue those the best you can. You have to sometimes step out and broaden your vision of what you are supposed to be, because when you're hanging out with people who don't have that same vision, it's really difficult to see it for yourself. Like, I couldn't see myself living in Santa Monica until I stepped away from those people. I couldn't see, where I wanted to be until I started hanging out with people who were already on that path. And if you're not really enjoying the people you're hanging out with, there's a difference between people who are friends and people who are there because they have nothing else to do. Your friends will always be your friends. I have friends who I still, I went out and partied with all the time, and I still value them. I still hold a great place in my heart for them, and I will always be friends with them. It's just not the same as what I was back then. But there's other people who you learn are quickly not your friends once you start doing something on your own. And so if there's something that you want, if there's something that you think is of value to you, it's worth pursuing. And sometimes, there's nothing heartless about you deciding that you want to improve yourself. There's nothing heartless about you choosing a different path, especially when it's going to add value to yourself and others. So I just wanted to give you this little message that what you want in life is more important if it's going to serve more people than staying comfortable. And if other people don't understand that, and they don't agree with you, and they think that you're crazy, they make fun of you, like these people ran my name through the coals. It's okay for you to say, no, I want to change my life and I want to become better. I want to become this person that I've always wanted to be. And once you start acting on that, the right people will be attracted to your life. You'll meet the right people. You'll start to pursue something else. And I think that you'll be blown away with what happens, because we have a tendency to attract what we want, and the more that we put that out into the universe, the more it comes back to us. So this is my message today, a little bit of a personal story. I just wanted to add this out there because, you know, whenever you're in doubt about what you should do and your heart's pulling at you in one direction, you should probably listen to it. So, it's Brian Pickowicz. Give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what some of the struggles that you faced and what changed your life in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. But I hope you guys got something out of this, and I hope to see you tomorrow in the next video.